Hey everybody, welcome back to flatcapeurotalk. And for this one, I'm going to be discussing potentially the best right wing back option we could be going after. This is someone who I've actually kept an eye on for some time, someone who really has impressed me in his time in the Bundesliga. I would say that is the league that outside the Premier League, I do try to pay attention to the most. So there certainly could be players in Serie A, Liga, La Liga that might be better fits. But I would say from ones that I've actually seen with my seeing eye, Ridle Baku is going to be the one, the Wolfsburg man, the German international. So let's take a look at him. I feel like he could be that right wing back that we really should be going after, someone that could offer something a bit different than Emerson in terms of going forward, but still be a bit solid defensively, just like Emerson is. Born in Mainz, Germany, Ridley Baku. He's 23 years old and was born in 1998, 1.76 meters tall, 5 feet 8 inches. His youth club was at Mainz, and he is now a Wolfsburger man. His market value stands around 22.5 million pounds. This is why I think he could be a realistic sort of signing. He could get him for around 25 million, 30 million, the same price that I believe we got Emerson for, and we could probably have a bargain on our hands. I would say 20 to his contract expires in 2025, so maybe be a bit more expensive than the 25 million mark, but who's to know? His attributes include him being an absolute right wingback specialist. I would say. I mean, he is perfectly made for that right wing back spot. He's basically been playing that for some time over at Wolfsburg, even when they don't do really kind of a four in the back. When they do a four in the back, he's played often as a right mid. He just really specializes in kind of being that bombing wing back or that bombing midfielder that also helps out defensively. He has incredible stamina. He's great creativity. He's unbelievable delivery, and he just knows how to kind of make things happen. He's great dribbling. He's very good in tight areas, and he does have a bit of pace and hard work as well. All the attributes you would definitely need in a right wing back. And I would say he's been that person that's been playing ahead of Kevin and Babu. I believe the Swiss international, them two have combined perfectly, I would say, over at Wolfsburg. But Wolfsburg are not doing so well at the moment in time. So I figure maybe we could potentially go after Ridley Baku. I think he would be a bit of a steal if you ask me. He is someone that has impressed me during his time in the Bundesliga and at Wolfsburg. But let's break down the stats compared to Emerson so far this season. We are going to compare all of the stats to Emerson. They played around the same amount of games, I believe, almost close to the same amount of minutes, almost like a difference of 30 or 50 minutes, I believe, the difference. So they actually do compare almost perfectly so far this season. In terms of goals and assists combined, Baku already has 4 goals and assists combined this season, where Emerson has 1. Crosses into the penalty area, Baku has placed 7, while Emerson has placed 8. This will be a bit of kind of an interesting sort of I must say, like comparison between the two is you will be surprised sometimes by some of Emerson's stats. I must say, passes into the penalty area, 17 versus 18 so far this season. And I would say Baku also plays as a right wing back in this current moment in time over at Wolfsburg. So I guess, Emerson to a degree maybe has just been able to bomb up and down the wing, maybe just a bit better and more efficiently. Key passes, Baku has 18, while Emerson has 16. Progressive passes, and Baku has 53, while Emerson has 49. And then passes made or passes completed under pressure. Emerson has completed 121 so far this season, where Baku has committed 86. I think this is just shows that they actually are quite comparable. They're actually quite even in a lot of their stats, apart from probably goals and assists combined. But they have really shown that maybe Emerson has shown that he is maybe at least statistically from what you can see, he is trying. He doesn't have that final ball. He doesn't have that final delivery. But maybe when you kind of think about it, he is in the right positions. He's putting himself in the positions to be able to get that assist or able to get maybe that goal contribution. And he just has kind of failed to hit the mark in it, but he's putting himself in the position, which I think is easier said than done. The ability of him to get up and down the pitch, I think, is something that hasn't been noticed. Matt Doherty, if you were to compare, like, he really struggles, I feel like, to get up and down the pitch. He has to almost choose wisely when to, put himself forward, because then he leaves a lot of space in behind, where it seems like with Emerson, it's like he'll bomb down the pitch and then he'll also get back up the pitch in order to defend as well, which I think is just really speaks to his athleticism and his stamina. And to a degree, some of these metrics actually show that, the fact that he has so many key passes, so many passes into the penalty area and crosses into the penalty area. And I am comparing him to someone who is one of the best attacking right wing backs, I would say, in terms of under 23 players in world football. So is a fascinating sort of argument or kind of statistical kind of comparison, I must say. And then shot creating actions, Baku has created 34 shot creating actions, where Emerson has created 25. Carries into the penalty area. This is something where I feel like Emerson really does struggle with, where Baku has already carried the ball into the penalty area 10 times so far this season, where Emerson has only done it 4 times. And with Emerson, what I really do struggle with sometimes is that when he's one on one with the defender, he does that step over and that kind of shimmy, but he really he just doesn't really actually ever go anywhere. Whether he actually struggles at actually beating his man, struggles at dribbling by his opponent, and I feel like where you compare that to someone like Baku, I mean Baku will skin them almost every time. I must say, players dribbled past Baku has 16 players dribbled past so far this season, whereas Emerson has 11. I would say Baku will continue to finish with more players dribbled past than Emerson. Emerson, like I said, does struggle with that. But this is where maybe, as always, there needs to be a bit of respect maybe put on Emerson's name, where he was brought in during the Nuno era as a kind of defensive kind of right back. He was kind of bought for a back four, not for a back 3/5 system. He is making that transition to a back three, back five system. But he has kind of been brought in for his defensive, I think, prowess, for his defensive abilities. And the stats don't, lie when it comes to that. They really don't. I feel like the seeing eye test doesn't lie as well. I feel like if you actually watch Emerson, how many times he wins the ball back, how many times he kind of snuffs out an attack, how many times he kind of puts a defender in his back pocket, or puts his opponent in his back pocket, it really is just unbelievable, I must say. I really do like his, in terms of the seeing eye test, I think he does match it as a quality defender. In terms of going forward, not so much. But tackles and interceptions combined, he has a 91 so far this season. I believe that's one of the highest totals of any right back in the entire Europe's top five leagues. So he's definitely hitting the mark in terms of defensive numbers, of where Baku has 42 and Emerson has 91 successful pressures. Emerson has 85 successful pressures, where Baku has 69, and that is a huge difference, I must say. I also believe Emerson has, I think, already leading our side or something like that in terms of pressures in the entire Tottenham squad, if not also the Premier League for his position. He has like over 300 pressures or something so far this season, which is just ridiculous when you think about it. And dribblers tackled as well. This is a great metric. Baku's dribble or tackled 8 dribblers. So he's been able to win the ball back from 8 players dribbling right at him, where Emerson, any player dribbling at him, he has won the ball 21 times so far this season. That is a ridiculous metric. He has almost tripled what Baku has done this season. So this might be the brilliant sort of kind of combination. Baku is great going forward from what I've seen so far in the Bundesliga and from seasons past, and maybe not as great as Emerson defensively, but Emerson is much better defensively than almost any right back, I would say, in Premier League so far this season, at least defensively. In terms of going forward, definitely not very good going forward, but could be kind of used for that sort of defensive rigidity or that defensive solidity in Conte's back three, back five system. So I think these would be a great sort of combination to have those two to pick from in that right wing back position. I think would be a great way to move forward. And so hopefully you guys, kind of were able to, I don't know, get something out of this. If you've heard of Ridley Baku, if you've seen Ridley Baku, do let me know in the comments down below whether you feel like he is good enough to be able to play in the Premier League. I think he would be a steal. I think he is someone that we should pursue as that kind of alternative to Emerson. Do let me know if there's someone else that maybe I should be taking a look at. There's obviously Mela over at Atalanta, who's definitely a great player, but do let me know in the comments down below whether you feel like there might be someone better than Ridley Baku to challenge Emerson for that right wing back spot. That'll be all for now. Please like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell to never miss another video like this one, and I'll be seeing you.